perhaps if we could have coming to the floor now on behalf of the sponsors, Dr. Wael Kaawch, to give a brief survey of your interest in the book.
Well, good evening, everybody. For starters, I have to say that there's nothing better than beautiful words that come out from the heart. So, Ian, thank you so much for these beautiful words that came out from your heart. I actually prepared in writing some words to talk about the book. So I'll start officially by saying, dear esteemed gents, guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It really is an honor and pleasure to address you all under the roof of this prestigious organization. Our great gratitude to the Royal Society of Science in hosting us today in recognition of the launch of the 1001 Cures. We are obviously surrounded by beautiful portraits of eminent British scientists, and we are also reminded, of course, by that of Britain's extraordinary history of scientific excellence. We're also inspired to reflect upon history, to recognize the remarkable contributions of men and women from various faiths and cultures towards the advancements of healthcare and well-being. As a practicing orthopedic surgeon who comes from the East and then educated in the West, I firmly believe that we can use our shared past to help bridge this present and build a better future for mankind through inclusive appreciation. This is why, on the board of the Healthcare Development Holding Company and I, we're delighted to sponsor this first 1001 Cures book, a copy of which will be made for all of you today, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. We hope that you value this scholarly work. It is part of an ongoing effort to help raise awareness of the important achievements made to medicine in early Muslim civilization. We can learn so much from this creative period in human history. But of particular interest to me were three lessons and three messages, actually, that were brought to my attention during the development of this book. These are relevant to us today as well. The first lesson was humanity. And I have to admit that the panel discussion touched on all of those lessons. So I'm happy, surprised to say that my message is not nothing new. It was already been discussed. But I think it really did help during this development of this book to bring up these messages. So the first lesson was about humanity. So the cure of illness has been both the path for the emergence of science of medicine, but also the strongest humanity bridge across all civilizations, regardless of race, faith, peace, or war. In my own experience as a resident of the Harvard University Orthopedic Program, and despite the cultural backgrounds, the chief of the program commented how he and many patients felt that I had great empathy in treating patients, something that was not taught in books, but is a universal human virtue. The second lesson during this development of this journey was the knowledge journey. There's obviously a gap, and I actually was surprised to start learning about this book, that myself, that comes from the East, I felt that gap in a big way between the East and West civilizations' appreciation, which has created a feeling that nothing has happened in the world before the European Enlightenment years of the 18th century, and specifically in our discussion of medicine, that all medical advancements just stopped after Hippocrates and Galen, until the 18th century. So hence, it's our responsibility, and I really felt it during the development of this book, to pay tribute to scientists like Al-Razi, Avicenna, and Ibn Nafis. The third lesson was culture. It's important to note that there has been an almost flip-flop, and I'm glad that it was mentioned during the panel discussion, of scientific contribution between the year 1000 AD and 2000 AD, between the East and the West. By reviewing this past, we come to recognize that it's culture that allows scientists to flourish. I would like to call this the culture of mercy, that has ingredients of justice, respect of knowledge, humbleness, and accountability. And by the way, those ingredients will make wealth, not the other way around. Our current world, with all its conflicts and challenges, can only benefit from developing such a culture. It is our hope at the Healthcare Development Holding that the content of this scholarly book will see the development of a range of public engagement initiatives to reach people all over the world, and specifically in schools. In closing, my colleagues at the Healthcare Development Holding share with me great gratitude and appreciation to Professor Peter Porman, who assembled an excellent team of authors and edited the book, also to the 1001 Inventions team, who put this book together, and in closure, and of course, the Foundation for Science, Technology, and Civilization. Thank you. Last words that we hope as sponsors of this publication that we will help raise awareness of healthcare and medicine, to celebrate humanity's rich shared scientific heritage, and contribute to the well-being of mankind. Thank you so much.